Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast, West Denver. Here's a quick message from our sponsor, Local Works Wheat Ridge, provided by its Executive Director, Paige Piper.
Local Works is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to make Wheat Ridge a more vibrant and sustainable place to live and work. Our mission and action is programming that provides neighborhood revitalization and small business support, keeping and growing the businesses we know and love in Wheat Ridge. In simpler form, we provide connection. Connection to business, connection to community.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Amber Betts.
Hey listeners, this is Amber Betts with the Good Neighbor Podcast West Denver, and I'm here for another interview. I'm here with Carl Dupper of TidyTask. Hey Carl, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me, Amber.
So tell us a little bit about TidyTask and what you guys do.
Absolutely. TidyTask helps Denver residents delegate 8 hours of cleaning and laundry with a text message to a concierge or a couple of clicks in our mobile app.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, we try to make it as simple as possible to get back your time. We help families and busy people spend their time doing what matters and make it as easy as humanly possible to delegate your home chores to seasoned professionals that love doing it.
Awesome. So that leads into our next question, which is like, why would customers or your clients choose you over somebody else? Like, what gives you an edge?
Absolutely. We're just more convenient than everyone else in this space. I started this as a dissatisfied customer and was someone that went on Yelp and reached out to 3 different services, and 2 needed to schedule a window to come to my house to give me a quote. And it was just so many unnecessary hurdles in the process. And we make it simple. You can go right now online at book.tidytask.com and know exactly how much you're going to pay, exactly when our cleaner team is available to serve your area. And you can play with add-ons and see how that affects pricing. I thought it was so bizarre in home services how secretive everyone is about pricing, like it's top secret information. We make it as easy as possible to say, I need to get this off my plate, and get it off your plate within 5 minutes, rather than starting this huge journey other companies put you on.
That makes a lot of sense. So then that obviously leads into our next question. Like, how did you get into this business? Obviously you were shopping around. So tell us more about that.
Definitely. Yeah. In my previous life as the CEO of a hospital, my wife was the pastor of a 1,400 member church in Central Florida. And we had no time, as you can imagine. I mean, it was work all the time, and home was just a place we dropped our stuff off, slept, and then went back to work. As you can imagine, that meant date night started to evaporate, and all of those things that we felt were most important started to go away. And my parents, as they do in their infinite wisdom, just one time chatting with them, and said, Carl, anything that you can get off your plate and pay someone else to do, you have to do that. So I looked at the things that were taking me the most time every week, and I was still doing dishes. I was still cleaning up and folding laundry, and me and my wife were both doing those things. And I said, okay, I'm gonna do this. So, started that process, was shocked at how long and difficult it was to get started. But once I delegated laundry, delegated cleaning, I had 8 extra hours back in my week. And 2 weeks into it, my wife and I spent that time on our first date night in over 6 months. And it was just a really eye-opening experience to how impactful it can be when you delegate your chores to someone else that frankly does it faster and does it better than I was doing. And now none of the stress or annoyance of who's going to do the dishes tonight, or who's going to fold that clean pile of laundry that's been sitting there for 10 days. that just went away. And my wife and I would just look at each other, and we could spend time with each other. We could
Yeah,
spend time doing the things that we loved. And that was really the genesis of the idea.
got it. That quality of life factor is important, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah,
And people don't realize how much you can get back in terms of enrichment in your life by delegating just the little things.
sure.
Um, after going through that experience, I've started to feel like, no, like this is my responsibility to my family
Yeah,
to have help in these other areas, so that when I'm with them, they don't get 25% of me while the other 75% is folding laundry
sure,
or cleaning up the house, or worrying about those things in the back of my head because I know they haven't been done.
sure. So we always ask our guests about life challenges or hardships that they rose above. So us as business owners, we go through some stuff. So tell us more about, what made you better as a business owner.
Yeah, well, certainly this business didn't come about without hardship.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was in that CEO role of a hospital in Florida. My wife and I were working at the same time. She was pregnant with our first child. I, like many new parents, had no idea what was coming, and every month that passed, we're looking at each other and saying, okay, we both have these crazy busy jobs. We both want to prioritize being parents as our top priority, but this equation just doesn't balance.
Mm-hmm.
And in month number 9 of Molly's pregnancy, I had a meeting with my boss and was informed that it was time for me to go in
Mm-hmm.
my position. So I was let go in that CEO role, and they offered a number of other positions. There's basically a reorganization of the business, and my seat on the bus was moving.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a choice to stay in the business and explore other options, or pursue entrepreneurship, which is something that has always been on my heart and something I've always been incredibly interested in. And basically, Molly and I, during that time, you can imagine the stress levels were high with a child on the way, with
Mm-hmm.
all this variation. But I am so thankful for my wife and her courage and her encouragement to me during that time, because we took the opportunity to say, this is our moment to start a business. We moved across the country back home to Colorado. This is where I grew up, and my extended family and parents are here. So that helps majorly with now Wesley, our son. And but yeah, I was let go, and then I immediately jumped into a months long process of putting a business plan together and trying to figure out what real problems exist that I can solve.
Right.
And cleaning and laundry and this home service space just was a glaring light that I said, we can really significantly improve how customers experience their home cleaning and getting their laundry done. And that's what I did.
That is a great story. So tell us, Carl, about any news specials, updates that you got going on.
Definitely. Yeah. So all of our cleanings are time-based, 2, 3, 4 hours. We make it very, very easy for you to customize your clean, so that it is perfectly tuned to what you love most in your house. When you do recurring cleans, that gets better and better over time. We are doing a special offer just for listeners of the Good Neighbor podcast. Just check out using code GOOD20, and that'll get you 20% off any of our services. The one service I really want to highlight, because I'm so excited about it, and we just introduced it 2 weeks ago, is our fold only service. So when I've gone and networked with folks in Denver, and mention, hey, we have a cleaning service where we come and spruce up your whole home, get it looking like new. And we do a laundry service where we pick up from your doorstep, wash, dry, and fold, and then deliver it back to your doorstep, shrink wrapped and ready to put away 48 hours later. But the question I always got from people is, do you just fold? I hate folding. And they didn't want to necessarily go through the whole sending it and having it back. So now you can add on to any clean our fold only service, and that pile of clean laundry that many of us have in our home right now, you can actually delegate that to your cleaner and it will be folded and put away where you instruct us. It's my favorite service because I hate folding.
Okay. Great. That sounds fabulous. So tell us what you do to get involved with your community or give back.
Definitely. I mean, we're connected into the chamber and many of those networking groups. My activity in those has certainly dropped off since having our first child, and now we're expecting our second in a month here. And so our time around Denver has really been focused on family. And so we are frequenters to the zoo and get to Rockies games with my youngest and that type of thing. So I wish I could be volunteering and plugging into those things more, but this moment in time, this life chapter right now, Molly and I are really taking to focus first on family.
Amazing. Totally get it. Okay, so Carl, that just about does it for our time. Any last words, anything we missed that you want to mention?
No, just thanks so much for having me on the Good Neighbor podcast. I think this is an amazing thing that you all do for Denver small business. And if anyone's listening to this, feeling a little busy, feeling a little stressed and overwhelmed, I would just make the appeal to give us a try. Yeah. Try allowing someone to help you out. After you try it, I think you'll be astonished at what you can spend your time doing when you delegate the mundane and focus on spending your time with what matters most in your life.
Sure. So then tell the listeners how to reach you, your website, that kind of stuff, and repeat that code for the discount one more time.
Definitely. So the discount code is GOOD20, and that will get you 20% off any service. Our website is TidyTask.com. There you can learn more about us. You can see our cleaning checklist, and you can book to see our pricing, availability, and all of our cleaning add-ons there. We're all over social media. We have a great social media manager that has lots of comical content about how difficult cleaning is. And so if you're into that type of stuff, check us out on Instagram or Facebook. And the concierge number, if you're not techy, if you don't like the website, 303-500-7748, a text message or a call there will get you booked. And then lastly, our mobile app. If you search TidyTask in the Google Play Store or in the Apple App Store, that is the easiest place to book and manage your bookings if you're a recurring customer with us. It literally means you can open the app, see all the information, make changes in less than 60 seconds, and it's like your home manager in your pocket.
Love it. All right. Well, thanks to the listeners, and thanks, Carl, for joining us.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Amber.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpwestdenver.com. That's gnpwestdenver.com or call 720-295-9588.